One of the worst people in my experience are not people who are not making a mistake. Mistake is very common experience in our life. But one of the worst people I see in my life is that the one who never learn from their mistake. You can see that እግዚአብሔር ግን ሁል ጊዜ he wants us to use that opportunity, the opportunity to learn from our mistake. That is the best I would say is way of learning from life, learning from situations. ማለት የገባው ሰው እግዚአብሔር ጸጋውን ያበዛለት ሰው አንብቦ ይረዳል። just by reading he can get knowledge። ሁለተኛው ደግሞ በጣም የገባው ሰው ደግሞ አስቦ ኢማጂን አድርጎ ሚስቴክን አቮይድ ያደርጋል። ግን if it doesn't work ሶስተኛው ኦፕሽን ደግሞ አለ። ከሌሎች ሚስቴክ ደግሞ መማር ይቻላል። which I have benefited a lot አይቻለሁ። ጓደኞቼ ከሚሰሩ ስህተት ምን እንደሆነባቸው አይቻለሁ። እህቶቼ ከሚሰሩ ስህተት፣ ወንድሞቼ ከሚሰሩት፣ አካባቢ የነበሩ ሰዎች፣ ጎረቤቶች የሚሰሩት ስህተት በደንብ ላይፍ ትምህርት ቤት ሆኖኛል። that helped me to discover what life is. If I go that direction, where I'm going to end up. ጎረቤቶቼ፣ አካባቢዎች የሚሰሩት ሚስቴክ በጣም ብዙ ነገር እንድማር አድርጎኛል። ከሌሎች ሚስቴክ በጣም ብዙ ነገር ተምሬያለሁ በላይፌ። and I tried my best never to go that direction. That helped me a lot. ሶስተኛው እሱ ነው። አራተኛውና የመጨረሻ ደግሞ you can learn from your own mistake. That is the best way of learning. That is the most powerful way of you have to learn. Sometimes you have to know that God gives us little mistakes in our life. God lets it happen. God lets it happen to have little mistakes in our life. Why does he let it that to happen? Isn't he a father? Isn't he a God? Isn't he an omnipotent? ሁሉን አይችልም እንዴ? ለምን ያን ነገር አይከለክለውም ብለህ you can ask that type of question. The point is that he just lets you make a little mistake so that you may not make a big mistake. What does that mean? ክላስ ውስጥ እያለሁ ለምሳሌ አንድ ማርክ ሉዝ እንዳደረግ ሊፈቅድልኝ ይችላል። ትንሽዬ ማርክ ሶ ያኔ ትንሽ ፒንች እንደረግና ከ199 አምጥቼ I can still pass that class. That's good. Then guess what? If I made that mistake while I am driving on a car, what would have happened?
You would die.
I would die. Literally. I would die. ለምሳሌ instead of checking, if I just do it, I can lose a mark. Instead of checking, if I drive it to the right instead of to the left, ከኋላ የሚመጣ ቀይ የሚነዳ መኪና አገኘኝና a lot of crash, a lot of bloody experience would have happened. So it's up to us to learn from our mistake. It's the biggest art or the most powerful art to learn from our mistake. You don't have to say that I don't have to make a mistake. No, you can't do that. There are some areas where as a children you have to you can learn from, especially a family setup is the best way to learn. But the thing is that unless you learn from your mistake, you are committing crime against your future. You are making crime against a very big opportunity. እንዳልኳቸው ሰዎች ሞክ ቢደረግባቸው፣ ቢሳቅባቸው፣ ቢቀለድባቸው፣ የሚሾፍባቸው ፒፕል ለምሳሌ እንዴት እንደዚህ ስህተት ይሰራል? ትላልቅ ስልጣን ላይ ከደረሱ በኋላ ፕሬዚዳንት ለምሳሌ ታስታውሳላችሁ፣ ቢል ክሊንተን የሰራውን ስህተት፣ ምንድነው አይዘንጌት የሰራውን ስህተት፣ ትላልቅ ሰዎች እነንትና የሰራሩትን ስህተቶች ተመልከቱ ውስጥ how do they happen? It's because they were not able to learn from their little mistakes. ትናንሽ ስህተቶቻቸው ሊማሩ ስላልቻሉ። So as a children you have to think how can I learn from my mistake? እንዴት ነው መማሩ ብላችሁ you have to always don't undermine your mistakes. Take them as a lesson. Just take few minutes. Okay, when it's happened, don't ignore it. As I said, you don't know what's going to happen, what an indication that is. የዛ ነገር ኢንዲኬሽኑ ምን እንደሆነ you don't know. You don't know where you're going to find yourself after 10 years. You don't know where you're going to find yourself after 15 years, 20 years, whatever. Even in which position you're going to be seated upon. You don't know. But the only thing I know is God is always just. He knows the future. He knows who you are. He knows where he is preparing you to. ወዴት ፖዚሽን እያዘጋጃችሁ እንደሆነ ያውቃል. He knows. So our responsibility is don't undermine little mistakes. Okay, it should not happen. It happened. Okay, we have got an imagination so that we can in advance imagine and learn from our mistake. But when it's happened, don't undermine it. እኔ በህይወቴ በጣም የተማርክበት ምንድነው ብላችሁ ብትሉኝ ለምሳሌ ፈተናዎችን ማገኛቸውን ኤክሶች ዝም ብዬ አልወረወራቸው. I used to store them in somewhere. የሚቀጥለው ፈተና ሲመጣ ትልቁ ሪሶርሴ እነዛ ናቸው የሰራዋቸው ስህተቶች ናቸው. They will help me to make a research where my mistake is, where my weakness is. የቱ ጋር ነው ችግር ያለብኝ? የቱን ነው ማስተካከል ያለብኝ? I learn from my mistakes. እነዛ እንትን ያልኳቸው አንድ ስቶር ነበረኝ. እሱን አወጣና አየዋለሁ. ኤክስ ያረኳቸው ነገሮች ደግሜ ያጠናባቸዋለሁ. አንዳንድ ጊዜ for your surprise, ምን አንዳንድ ጊዜ many times I have seen the same exam coming into my final exam. And I have seen some people who are making the same mistake twice, 3 times. Can you imagine how painful that is? It's not because you lose on the mark, but your inability not to learn from your mistake. So the question is, how many times should I fail? Or how many times should I make the same mistake? How many times? How many times should the devil come and cheat me? How many times God should feel bad about me because I am not learning from my mistake? አባቱ በኢየሱስ ስም ልጆቼን ባርካቸው። በኢየሱስ ስም ተባረኩ። ይሄ መንፈስ ያገኛችሁ። ከስህተታችሁ መማር ተምሮ የተሻለ ሰው መሆን በኢየሱስ ስም ያወርሳችሁ። በኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ስም ይሄ መንፈስ ያገኛችሁ። Yes, it's possible. Yes, we are human being. Yes, we are not absolute. ፍጹም ሰዎች አይደለንም። ልንሳሳት እንችላለን. But it's not right to reside in the shadow of mistakes, in the valley of mistakes. It's not right. We have to learn. It's common to do a mistake, but it's not common to keep on doing a mistake and never to learn. It's not a human behavior. It's not a human character. በጌታ በኢየሱስ ስም ባረኳችሁ። ተባረኩ። ይሄ መንፈስ በኢየሱስ ስም ያገኛችሁ። በጌታ በኢየሱስ ስም እጸልያለሁ። አይኖቻችሁ ይከፈቱ፣ ልባችሁ ይቅና። እግዚአብሔር ይሄን መንፈስ ይስጣችሁ። ከስህተታችሁ መማር፣ ካለፈው ነገር መማር፣ ተምሮ የተሻለ ሰው መሆን፣ የተለወጠ ሰው መሆን በጌታ በኢየሱስ ስም የጸጋ ይብዛላችሁ። አንብቦ ከሰው ስህተት መማር፣ ካነበቡት መማር፣ ኢማጂን አድርጎ መማር፣ ከሰው ስህተት ደግሞ ተምሮ የተሻለ ሰው መሆን። ካልሆነ ግን ከራስ ስህተት እንኳን ተምሮ እያደረ የተሻለ ሰው መሆን በኢየሱስ ስም ያገኛችሁ። So that you can prove in your generation that you are worthy of being trusted. You can be trustworthy መሆናችሁን ፕሩፍ ታደርጉ ዘንድ በጌታ በኢየሱስ ስም ባርካችኋለሁ። በዚህ መንፈስ ተወረሱ። ይሄ መንፈስ ያገኛችሁ። እግዚአብሔር ይህን ጸጋ ይስጣችሁ። በዘመናችሁ ሁሉ ከስተታችሁ እየተማራችሁ የተሻሉ ሰዎች ትሆኑ ዘንድ በአምላኬ በእግዚአብሔር ስም ባረኳችሁ። ይሄ መንፈስና ይሄ ጸጋ አእምሮአችሁን፣ ልባችሁን፣ ነፍሳችሁን፣ መንፈሳችሁን፣ ሁለመናችሁን ይቆጣጠሩ። በጌታ በኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ በዘመናችሁ ይከናወንላችሁ፣ ይሳካላችሁ፣ ተከናወኑ። በአብ በወልድ በመንፈስ ቅዱስ ስም ባርካችኋለሁ። አሜን።